In this video, I'm going to give you a mountain bike specific full body workout that's going to increase your strength and power. As a result of that, you're going to increase your speed and get faster on the bike. Who don't want that? And it's for free. So for those who never watched my last video, this is going to be the exact workout I'm going to be doing for the next 8 to 12 weeks while my leg is in a cast after a tibia break, 6 pins and a plate in there. Once that cast is gone, I'm probably going to be in a moon boot. We might have to tweak or change the program then. But yeah, this is the exact program I'm going to be following. I'm going to give it to you guys. So if you've got an injury or if you haven't, I'll put in exercises you can swap and change and you guys can follow it, see if you get the results I'm going to get. So this program is split into 3 full body days plus an additional day where I'm doing core workout and then some stretching just on a few tight muscles and all that. The leg stuff is a little bit different to what I normally do. Obviously, with one leg, I don't want to overtrain my good leg, but I still want to do a little bit, so it's getting some stimulation. It's not getting any weaker. I just want to improve it a little bit. And then there's also a day where I'm actually doing some exercises on the injured leg just to keep all their muscles firing. Obviously, we're not going crazy with no weight bearing on it, but we're doing a little bit just to keep it ticking along while we're kind of incapacitated and you can't get on the bike or do proper exercises. So the video is split into 4 parts where I'm breaking down each day the exercises I'm doing and why. If you don't want to watch that and you just want the programs, there is a link below which will take you to a PDF to have them. Otherwise, what I've done is I've split this workout or this video into its day workouts, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go to the start of that, probably the first 5 or 10 seconds, it'll come up on the screen. You can do a screenshot and then it's stored on your phone. That's the other way to do it. Right, so day 1, after you've done your warm up, I tend to do my shoulder stability exercise first. Reason for that is it gets a nice lot of blood into this area, gets it nice and warm, gets all the surrounding muscles warmed up. So as you're going into a chest, back, arm exercise, everything's kind of gotten warmed up and should be in its correct anatomical position after doing the shoulder stability. Day 1, I start with the inverted press. Now, I absolutely love this exercise. I think this is a great exercise for mountain bikers. It works through the principle of radiation. So as you're gripping the kettlebell upside down, not only are you working all your fingers, the muscles of them, your forearms, your biceps, your triceps, it's also working your shoulders and the supporting muscles around it to keep this kettlebell supported as you're pressing up and coming back down again. I'd say for us mountain bikers, all these muscles, we use them a lot. They take an absolute beating. So an exercise like this is great for us. So that's exercise number 1. From there, the push exercise and move into a landmine press just to target them shoulders a little bit more and get them working well, get some blood flowing, get some good movement in them. After that, we move to a pull-up. Now, depending on what strength level you are, pull-ups might be able to vary so much. I tend to wear a vest or have a weights belt when I'm doing pull-ups because I can do quite a few. Look, if you can't do any pull-ups, you can wrap a band around the bar and around your knee to make sure you can do the pull-ups. So day 1 is also like the main leg day. So first off, we're going to be doing a 1-leg deadlift, as you can see on the screen now. I tend to do 3 sets of these, and then after that, I'll go to 3 sets of pistol squats. Again, I'm not overdoing it and doing 4, 5, 6 sets here. I want to get a training stimulus without it being too much. When my legs are out of cast, I don't want to have one massive leg and one super skinny, weak leg. Granted, there is going to be a little bit of muscle imbalance, but on the good leg, if I can just keep that as is or make it a little bit stronger, I'm not going to be suffering too much on this leg and it should get back up to speed pretty quick. So these are the 2 exercises we're doing for day 1. And then we're finishing with the core, which is a quarter kettlebell Turkish get up. So it's just a quarter movement, Turkish get up. Again, with the leg, you can do these quite easy, relatively easy, without having to put too much pressure on the leg and get the exercise done. And it is a great little core movement. Again, with having the kettlebell up there, you're just putting a bit of effort through that shoulder as well, which has had a good stimulus today. Do your cool down, it's day 1 done. Looks like day 2, doesn't it? Day 1 done. So day 2, we're going to start with our shoulder stability exercise again, and today we start with the band pull apart. Now when choosing a band, don't go crazy and get some massive thick band where you're struggling to do half a dozen. Get something where you can do 15 to 20 pretty easy. This is 100 band pull aparts. I'm not going to do these in one go. I won't expect you guys to do the same. I tend to do 40, little rest, 30, little rest, 20, little rest, and then a 10. That's my 100. So I tend to do it that way as I'm fatiguing as I go along. Again, gets all blood in the area, gets it nice pumped up, everything around it supporting. We're good to go through the other exercises. For the push and pull, I'm doing a tricep floor press, and then from there I'm supersetting it into a TRX row. When I say supersetting it, there is a bit of a gap in between the exercises. I'm kind of rolling and hopping to get to the next one, but rather than doing it as one exercise waiting and doing the other, I'm supersetting that. For legs today, all I'm doing is a glute bridge. I can put enough weight on the bad leg, which isn't a lot, to be able to do a glute bridge. This isn't a massive stimulus, right? You feel like you could do these all day. But again, it's just getting some muscular firing and some movement in them butt muscles, which might be having a super rest at the minute while I'm not on the bike. So it's just keeping things ticking over. It's not too difficult, but it's creating that muscular stimulus just to stop things regressing and atrophying too much. For the core, I'll do a bent knee raise. As you're doing that, make sure you get your butt off the ground, get them glutes off the ground. So you're not just activating the hip flexors, you're getting some work around the midsection as well. That is day number 2, done. So for day 3, you got it. We start with shoulder stability, and on day 3 I'm doing black bends followed by YWTs. So I'll do around 12 black bends, and after that I'll do 10 seconds in a YWT pose, not YMCA, but YWT. So I do that. From there I go on to a ball press up. So I've got like a medicine ball or a squidgy slam ball, I find even better, where I'm doing press up side to side on that. You'll feel a good burn in the chest doing that. Again, press ups are one of their movements that I love for mountain bikers. You're not pinning your scapula to the ground like you might be with a chest press, and these are muscles we use a lot as we're going up and downhill, absorbing bumps and jumps and ruts and roots and what have you. Good exercise to do. With doing it over the ball, you're changing your hand position all the time. It makes it a much more three-dimensional exercise rather than just press, 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 press. Depending on strength levels, again, I'm pretty good at press ups, so I tend to put on a weighted vest when I'm doing that exercise. See how you get on. Obviously with a press up, if that's too easy, you can progress and put a band around to make it more difficult, or put a weighted vest on. If normal press ups are too difficult, you can take it a step back and do the press ups from your knees. All right, from the press ups, you're going to go to a pull up, but rather than going wide like we did on day 1, you're going to bring it into like shoulder width, and you're going to bring the grip in for more of a chin up than a pull up. So we're going to do chin ups. Now on day 3, I tend to do this in the gym because the leg exercises I'm doing are actually on both legs. I don't have the equipment at my home gym, so I go to a commercial gym. So I'm actually doing leg extensions, going pretty light. So I'm doing like 15 to 20 on each leg. Not that it's killing me or it's too difficult, but I'm feeling a bit of the burn, shall we say, in there. I'm going pretty high with the pad because my bones are broken down here. I'm going pretty high with the pad, so it's not done any damage for me. Obviously, consult your own physician if you're going to try this. And that's the exercise I'm doing for the quads. And then I'm doing hamstring curls on the other side. Again, keeping the pad pretty high up here so it's out of the way. Keeping the weight pretty light. So the muscles are getting worked, but they're not getting stimulated at a point where it's putting any undue stress or strain on the broken bones or the surrounding tissue structure there. So after we've done our chest, back, and our legs, and our shoulder stability, we're then moving on to our core exercise for the day, and that is side planks. What I'm doing, I'm kind of leaving this leg with no weight on it, so my forward right leg's taking the brunt of it. I'm doing 25 seconds, roll over to the other side, 25 seconds, then 10-second rest. 25 seconds, 25 seconds, 10 seconds rest. I'm doing 4 rounds of that. That's day 3 done, cool down, get myself out of the gym. So day 4, like core day, and then I'll do about 20-minute stretch afterwards, just on areas that have gotten a bit tight during the week from not so much from exercise, but from sitting around all week like a fat slob, drinking beer and eating pies. Stuff I tend to do is like hang from a bar, couch stretch, stuff for a bit of external rotation, just whatever's sore or tight on you, give it a whirl. So the circuit I'm doing for core is I start with a good old favourite of quarter Turkish get up. So quarter movement Turkish get up. From there I go on to some sort of plank variation. I find that if you can do a plank for over a minute, you're probably not giving yourself enough muscle stimulation. So I'll just vary that a little bit to give me a bit more work to do. So it's a plank that's harder to do, but again is not impinging on this leg too much. After I've done that, I'll go into Superman and do a dozen Supermen, and then I'll go into some lying leg scissors, and then I'll go prone and I'll do the same, but I'll do leg scissor crosses. That's one circuit, rest for a minute, go around, and I'll do that anywhere from 4 to like 8 times, depending on how I'm feeling. And then after that, I'll do my stretching for 20 minutes. Done. Back to sitting on the couch and eating pies and drinking beer. So that's the program I'm following while I'm going through my recovery phase of this bad boy. As I say, if you're fine and you want to follow the program, in the PDF version, I've actually put what exercises I'd be doing if I wasn't injured, so you can just swap them around if you want to do this yourself. So thanks for watching. In my next video, that I've tried 8 different types of cardio at the minute to try and get something going. I'll show you how I get on with them and if any of them have been beneficial or they're useful. So again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.